Welcome back, everyone. My people, this one off me. You just need to watch what Nigerians are saying. Hey, over the death of Buhari. Like, it is good to be good. Some are saying that Buhari should never rest in peace. Some are saying Buhari should rest in pieces. Some are saying that Buhari is resting in hellfire. Some are coming out, to tell us some stories, how they have lost their loved ones because of Buhari. This is a wake-up call to this our evil and wicked politicians, our so-called leaders. They are behaving as if they are the owner of their life, as if they know what is going to happen tomorrow. Like, this is really, really sad, honestly. Some are even asking whether are we mourning the real Buhari or the Jubril. Even Nigeria, they are confused. Who are we mourning? Who is dead? Is it the real Buhari or the old Buhari? Like, this one off me, my people. Just take a listen.
Dr. Zoe here. One of my very good friends just annoyed me. Tunde not. Tunde not smart in the investment, my brother. I don't know the two talk, but I could tell you. It's not bad that Buhari by you post them one. I don't get a problem with that one. I watch them. I don't like them. Or Tunde, for you to post, when they ask us, we could say one thing that is good about Buhari. That is offensive. Tunde, no, that's very offensive. That's very wrong. You know, I reflect my teeth today because Buhari was flossing his teeth using useless toothpick to pick in teeth when Nigerians are buying and Nigerians are passing. Talk say, talk one thing that is good about him that time, talk now. Tunde, there is absolutely nothing good to say about Buhari, make I tell you. And why they floss my teeth today, we say, make Jagaban and Wike and all those, you are Babio, all those. So please, don't ask us to say anything good about Buhari. Buhari, you don't buy. A lot of Nigerians have buy before now. They floss your teeth. Sir, I don't know, nobody know when my own time will be. But, rest in peace. But they don't ask us that question again. Don't ask us that question. Make the politicians wait there now. She say nothing fit save them. Maybe today call Dr. Zo, say, which is the best hospital for Canada. Go and fix your place. And Dr. Zo will come.
Wow. Say we supposed to cry by any. Abi Buhari don't buy. Buhari no buy for Nigeria. Person we carry our money say they bring presidential hospital. Person where we shout from January to December for 4 years to build hospital. Our own president can't go buy for. No be another government next for London. He buy for private hospital in London. So now like this, we supposed to do national crime. When we are telling you people that you don't know who will be affected. Share all the power, security, emergency flying is over now. Tinubu otikuba ilonsin. So my Baba Jagaban, make una do the one we go favor everybody. Don't be the one we go favor una alone. Tinubu don't buy for private hospital. I know the pie no concern me because pie na pie. One day we will every die na die. I've always said it. You dey go, you dey travel, they kidnap you, they buy you, na die. You dey your house, straight bullet come meet you, na die. You be president, build hospital for us, take care of the masses. You say here they pay you, then go do bone marrow transplant. They spend all the national money on you. Now you are not in power. Buy don't buy you. Now I will not say you should rest in peace. Me sympathize with anybody. Because now our money they go still take do national burial now. Buhari don't buy. And you go buy for private hospital. No be say you buy for British government hand. You see it? Politicians, you see it? The power of greed and vengeance. Now they be saying this president better pass this on down. The only president will go good. Now person they will build infrastructure for your country. I cannot condolence anybody. I cannot sympathize with anybody because masses too are buying every day. Some people don't buy for general. As they born some people they don't buy. Some people need medical attention they don't buy. So if Buhari buy, it's all well and good. At the age of 81, you know that. This is not insensitivity. This is anybody. We're all affected, no matter how big or how small you are. We are all affected in this crisis. How can a president of a country go and buy in another person's country? Donald Trump no can receive medical treatment for here. All the one wey dem say King Charles sick, King Charles, wow, they no bring am come Nigeria. Now una dey carry una two-legged dey go. They push us make we dey carry our two-legged dey go. See somebody like me, what they would have just used an equipment to check. They wan open my brain. I reach London, then carry just equipment check. Say, madam, you don't need a brain surgery. We can check. Now president don't buy. She make her dey cry now. Be make her enter Daura go greet them. Fellow Nigerians, wait you. In the midst of this morning, let us understand who died. Na Jubril die, Abina Buhari die. In the 4 years, 4 years. Now they take traumatize us. Jubril versus Buhari. So where Aisha Buhari now, let's see her come and tell her. Be like say, now the only person where fit tell us the truth when it concerns federal matter. Now Jubril with the man now, Abina Buhari. We don't want a station where tomorrow they'll come and tell us that it is Jubril that died. Buhari is still in London. Let us know. Nothing will pay me past this death. Say, na private hospital. Do you know the amount of money that has gone down? As a former president, it will still be Nigeria that will be responsible. Or our money where they Buhari hand. Now they take bed. Politicians, yes, share. Make una do well. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, my papa. You have seen it now. Do well. Do well. Infrastructure. Whether na Jubril, Abina Buhari. That is the only question I have in this video. The only president that is doing well is the president that will build infrastructure. The rate at which we travel for medical is too much. We cannot even trust our own medical system. We cannot trust our medical system for anything. Now they carry this man go private. I can imagine the money in pounds. Naira, I can imagine, and I will make sure that I investigate the hospital where this Baba Pai. Let me get the copy of the how much where they spend. What is they want on Louis? They siphon us for this country. According to one former minister, no one mentioned him. He said we are always shouting about what is spoiled. That if only we know what is rotten. A old minister now he talking for me. He said he always pity me the way I'm shouting. That if we know what is rotten, then we will know. Hey, Jubril Abina Buhari will die now.
I dey feel the pain that Nigeria lost one of the best presidents so far we have ever had in this country since they created Nigeria. Nigeria, this dey pain me. As I dey cry. Now my friend talk say death took the wrong person. You dey craze? Now be the right person was supposed to die before. Not be the right person. My friend said death took the wrong person. Now be the right person was supposed to die. Now be the right person was supposed to die. They ask for now be the right person was supposed to die. Now be the right person. He said death took the wrong person. Now be the right person.
Mr. Buhari is officially dead. Breaking news. Anyway, wherever you are, for all of us we still there alive, we still say you don't buy. We will not forget all the pain you caused in your name and your administration. 8 years of suffer, 8 years of pain, 8 years of injustice under Buhari. We will not forget you. Now, this is a message for una we still there alive, where they believe say na be God. Una they run the country anyhow. Na believe say na no go. Me na no worry you. It is not a revenge. I been a make Buhari. No be make payana. Una say go soon go join am. If una like, make una no fix this country before una go. Una go help una fix am. This is a warning to all of you. Who una believe say na will do anyhow for this country. You will not live forever. We will be here. Now una no go dey here. Peace and pieces.
The news says that our former president Muhammad Buhari is dead. You see this country, This country is funny. The last time I checked, sometime January 31st, 2017, the news says that Buhari died. All of a sudden, they said no, that he's not dead. And they brought Buhari that is not functioning well. He was not functioning well. He was actually functioning like a robot. As a then. Do you understand? And we say, okay, bye, our. We could manage our robot Buhari. Now, allegedly, I'm beginning to suspect something. This una coalition, yeah, of a thing. I think it is because of that coalition make these people now announce the death of Buhari, the death of this Buhari. That's what I'm suspecting. Allegedly. Do you understand? Mana, see, APC now, as in, they be big politicians. Like, Tinubu na godfather for this business. You see Tinubu na God for this business. I'm telling you. Now the man might be sensing some kind of foul play, or he might be suspecting Buhari because of this coalition. Allegedly, they now chose to announce the death of Buhari. Okay, let's be watching this country. Every day, go on your camera, on your phone, make you see the latest news. In fact, the country don't turn cartoon. They watch cartoon every day. Buhari is dead. Zuzu win.
Buhari succeeded, or otherwise, in fighting corruption. Let me start off with you, Comrade Nabulele.
Me again appreciate this platform, but this wonderful opportunity to again, appreciate Nigerians. Well, as a human, I sympathize, and it is quite pathetic, and it is a trying time for us in this country. You see, I was told in the early days of Buhari, when he was in the khaki, in the military uniform, the issue of has to do with word discipline and all of that. To some of us, when he was voted in as a man in the Agbada, a civilian role, we're expecting more of decorum, more of sincerity from him. But to some of us who later, agreed that perhaps those, things that we talked about him was brought to fall by the late Diago. Because if you are aware, or if you can still cast your mind back during a build-up to his emergence as a civilian role, there was so much talked about the issue of fighting corruptions. Even some well-known corrupt individuals, they begin to have their exit from the shore of this country. But when he later, succeeded, it was another thing entirely. Now, for me, I want to appeal, to every leader that is in shadow of leadership today, that power is transient. Even the life that God has given to us is transient. When I heard of it yesterday, initially, I with a wave of hand, I said this is another rumor. I have to make one or two calls, and it was established that indeed he has passed on. For me, as I've said, this is a moment of sober reflection for us across board, most especially those in the shadow of leadership. And it is a wake-up call to the man presently at the helm of affairs in the center to see that it is not eternity.
No, comrade, when he talked about how the former president, how he ruled the nation when he was a military head of state, he made mention of the way he fought corruption and also the war against indiscipline, which a whole lot of persons have come up to applaud. Now, and now you're just supposing that to it when he became the civilian president. Are we saying, or at this point in time, or rather some persons were of the opinion that what he was doing or what he did when he was a military head of state was able to be attained over the fact that Nigerians were saner at that point in time compared to when the civilians took over power in 1999 that everywhere became corrupt to the point that one who once squashed corruption couldn't even hold a glimpse of it. Do you also share that line of thought?
And that's where I'm talking from. That yes, to some of us, as a student, I'm going to be a student of national studies and a student of history. And I was told by my seniors then that when he was in the military, in the khaki, he brought SYZ by way of trying to sanitize the Nigerian state as a country. But eventually, when I became the civilian, the president, the reverse was the case. So
right,
for us, we now begin to wonder what has transpired.
Okay.
Is it that the civilian rule is more cumbersome compared to the decree?
Well, let's bring. Thank you very much, Comrade Destiny Enabulele. Barrister, Barrister, let's talk about the man in office. Some have said he was largely not even aware of the things that transpired when he was in office, regardless of the fact that he came under the mantra of fighting corruption. By your assessment now, how well would you say he succeeded in fighting corruption? Or was his administration bedeviled by the cabals? Because we understand that his wife, former First Lady Aisha Buhari, once cried out that the cabals have taken over.
Yeah, Moses, I wouldn't give Buhari any pass mark.
Any?
At all, because he didn't merit it. Let us call a spade a spade. My Bible says you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Even when he was alive, we are criticizing him for what he did. So coming now that he's late to come and be, painting a glory picture, the person would just look like a fool. Because all he did in office is very clear to everybody. Even under the military that he claimed to bring war against indiscipline, there was no discipline. Because we know what transpired under his watch, and that was why his fellow brothers, Babangida, removed him from office. So, let somebody come and tell me one single thing.
For the benefit of those Nigerians who are younger and may not have been aware, can you tell us some of those things that transpired? Because we're educating people now.
When Buhari came in as a military head of state, he came in with the mantra of war against indiscipline and was mesmerizing everybody with his no-nonsense stand, no corruption, no integrity and all that. So, people bought it. Before we can say Jack Robinson, he started doing a different thing entirely. For example, when he changed the currency, when he changed the currency to curb corruption, all of a sudden, 52 suitcases, were brought in from, I think, Saudi Arabia or so, or one of these Western world. And the thing landed at our airport. Nobody cleared. It was his ADC, Jokolo, who is now the Emir of Gwandu, that cleared those things expressly without any custom investigation. It was later we learned that those things were cash under his watch. That happened. Then under his watch, his second in command.
So could it be that the man himself was, pious, but those around him were the ones perpetrating some of these things? Because the reason, sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
The reason I say that is, I don't know if you've read the reviews to the book just published by Garba Shehu, where he talked about how Buhari turned down, how he rejected 10 million naira budgeted for food. He said, look, why are we going to spend 10 million naira on food? And he opted for bean cake and pap. Basically, ogi and akara.
Oh God!
That was the kind of person he was. He would rather have such a simple meal than allow the nation to spend 10 million on food.
You see, these are part of the thing I personally do not like about Buhari. I'm telling you, he ruled Nigeria with deceit, high-level deceit. He will appear in the public like somebody who doesn't do this, who doesn't do that. But Moses, you and I saw what came out from CBN when Tinubu instituted a panel to probe what happened. You saw, the man even came out and told us that yes, so everything Emefiele did, I ordered it to.
But has it been proven that the signatures there were signed by him?
You didn't hear me. You didn't hear this one I said, Abi. The man said that whatever Emefiele did, that he ordered it.
Barrister, if we're to point to that the direction of the former president of Nigeria, then why then is it that the incumbent, or rather the present administration or the present president, decided to handle the issue of the Ways and Means without bringing him in? Because we've not heard anything about anybody going after him, arresting him, or calling him for questioning.
Look, over the years, Buhari was the luckiest president in the history of Nigeria. All his infractions, all his atrocities, all his corruption were just buried. It was never highlighted. Going from the time of Shagari, what Buhari did at an NPC when he was the first chairman of that institution, nobody talked about it till today. The $2.8 billion that disappeared under his watch. Nobody.
So you don't think that was because he was not involved directly, Barrister? Don't you think that was because he was not involved directly in that? Because we've seen people who happens to be military head of state too in Nigeria still alive. They wrote books, and you know how they were, how they was aware in the words in that particular book that they have. I'm talking about Olusegun Obasanjo wrote his own book. IBB also have his own book at this point in time, and some other Nigerians also. And they weren't able, or rather, they didn't call him or pinpoint any particular crime to this particular man we're talking about.
Didn't you hear what I said? I said he's the luckiest person.
How lucky can Nigerian be when he gets to book review and written?
Hold on. Buhari had this tendency of being, what do I call it? Unforgiving. Just like his fellow Fulani brothers. He has this heart. He will appear in public like a very quiet, harmless person. But you don't meddle with him. So people know him for that, even in the military. That's why nobody wants to expose what he did. Let me tell you a very typical example. When Obasanjo came into office and wanted to probe PTF, which Buhari headed, Buhari warned him not to try that. But Obasanjo went ahead. On the 7th of July, 1999, when Obasanjo set up that panel to probe, because he received a lot of petition against Buhari. Meanwhile, the sole consultant for all the projects under PTF, under Buhari, was somebody related to him by marriage, a man. When Obasanjo set up that panel, the day that consultant was supposed to come and testify against Buhari, because he had all the document, everything, he slumped and died. That was the end of that panel probe. That was the end. Then when Buhari now came into office in 2015, one of the things he did was to compensate the son of that consultant, a 12th level officer in the civil service, with the appointment of managing director of rural education and all that. And people say, what experience does that boy have to be given such a position? Is that not compensation? So all the people, go and check, all the people they were always covering him, making him look good, so that he will, he will appear like a saint.
So are you saying that now that he's no more, we're going to see, people coming up to say things about him?
Of course. Like now, Garba Shehu, during the launch of his book, didn't you hear what he said? That rat story was made up to divert people's attention from Buhari's sickness. You can imagine. That he invented that rat story, that rat invaded his office. That's why he was operating from the house. Meanwhile, the real story is that when the National Assembly discovered that this man is no longer capable, they wanted to introduce the doctrine of necessity. Something they did for Yaradua. And because the North doesn't want that, they packaged him immediately and brought him back.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
All right. Then.
They now covered it.
That brings us to another controversy that trailed the life and times of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Comrade Enabulele, now, a lot was said about Buhari having a double, the possibility. In fact, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is still in detention and is going through trial now, was, largely said that, look, that Buhari had died a long time ago. And whoever Nigeria was, having as Buhari was a double, a body double. And how do you react to some of those allegations, those statements? Because none of them has been confirmed. Are we going to see some sort of confirmation in the
Mr. Moses, to be very sincere with you, as a black man, and from the cradle of black civilization, I agree totally with that belief. Even I had a discussion with my wife yesterday that what we are saying, that I'm a little bit confused, but not that of my governor when he was presenting a budget. I was a little bit confused, to be very sincere. That what is all this charade? You see, Showore some time ago once said, is it Showore or my brother from the east, Kanu,
yes.
said it. That, and now, well, you look at it. And from what we have gathered now, they said whether the body has already arrived in the country. I don't know. From what we have gathered, here we are. They have sent the vice president to London to accompany the body and the family back to Nigeria. So for me again, I'm confused. So Nigeria, see, they are just giving us something to be worried about.
So are you saying that you actually believe that there is the possibility that the real Buhari might have died, and what we have had in the past time was a body double?
Very emphatically that I believe. I'm in between. I can't. I'm in between.
You're confused. In between means that you're confused.
But that is why I said it just. I said that I'm not, not like that of my governor when he was presenting the budget. He has been confirmed now by the Supreme Court.
Oh yes.
Well, that's a topic for another day.
I can see you're taking a swipe at the governor.
In this country, to be very sincere with you, for us, the citizens, we have a lot of works in our hands. I'm going to be very frank.
But wait, is it concerning? Is it concerning that those allegations were not debunked? Do you think that it would have been in the place of Buhari to debunk those allegations, or is it best that he just let things be?
You know, at the time, he jokingly with a wave of hand that they don't know. You know the way he talks. That some says I'm dead, but he would. I listened to one of his outing where he with a wave of hand said it was not true, that this is me or him, that as he then was. So for me, I have this certain percentage to believe what they have said then. But now I have a certain percentage to say, okay, maybe this is maybe. But for me, I'm not certain, sir. I'm not be very frank. I'm a realist.
Okay.
I'm not certain whether this is
can we pinpoint a few things that he did right in terms of infrastructure?
Yes.
In terms of okay.
Yeah, Mr. Moses, let me quickly say this. That's why, to some extent, I appreciate the barrister. I think if you try to do comparison, my grandmother will always say, I said it in this platform, when I lost my father when I was a child, I stayed with my grandmother.
Yes, it is.
Maternal grandmother. Then I learned a lot of proverbs. He said, in the Benin language, until a woman marries more than one husband, you won't know which is the best. Now that we have this quote unquote that said he's a Democrat, now I begin to give it to Buhari with utmost humility and simplicity. I take you back when the then governor Godwin Obaseki was contesting as his second tenure governor of Edo State, and the charade by the then national chairman Comrade, Adams, Eric Oshomole, trying to, not trying, disqualified him as a result of that his tertiary, certificate was false or forged or something like that. But here we are, a man that was in shadow of leadership, that was contesting against his party. He stood firm. He stood in the side of the rule of law. So if you juxtapose with this present one that said he's a Democrat, I think we must give it to Buhari. And the man in the studio there will agree with me to at least up to 80%.
Okay.
On that path, I would say he has done well in governing, at least to some extent. Whatever you must have seen is not the hand of Buhari. In the area of the rule of law, he came and he exhibited a civilian, he administered Nigeria in the way that a civilian will administer Nigeria. I tell you, some time ago, about a few months ago, I was in transit on my way to Kenya, and some of my friends whose father one time had militated the affair in this country to one embassy. I wouldn't want to mention the embassy. In the course of us chatting, he said his father came to Nigeria I think before that 4 months ago, about 3 months before that 4 months ago. That was chatting that the father had said that this present administration is computing, perhaps it must have surpassed the dictatorship of Abacha. That's the way he put it. Okay. It's from Mesha. The person that talking is from Mesha. That the father during Abacha, he was attacked the affair to one of these embassies. So what does that tell us? It's a bad impression, and it's a very sad commentary to us that the man that we said we have voted into power as a civilian, is not computing or trying to surpass the dictatorship of Abacha. In terms of corruption and what have you, you must give it to this administration. There is nothing to say that this present administration must give it a thumbs up. That's why we give it a thumbs up to the late Buhari for at least allowing the rule of law to a certain percentage to prevail. All right. Unlike what we have very just now.
Nice.
All right then, thank you very much.
Barrister, it's like you have a different thing to say.
Yes, I have. I have. Please, I have.
Go ahead.
When Nnamdi Kalu's case came up, Buhari was in Owerri. I think I know Owerri or Abia. The Igbo leaders now said, look, this is our son. Is it not time you release him? Buhari said it's a matter in court, that whatever the court rule, he will abide by it. We said, okay, no problem. Eventually, the Supreme Court, not High Court, not Federal Court, not Appeal Court, the Supreme Court said Nnamdi Kanu should go. He has no case to answer. Rather, the federal government committed a criminal infraction by going to Kenya to adopt him. That they should pay him compensation and all that. That this man should be allowed to go home. He has no case to answer. All right. This happened under Buhari. What happened? Was he released?
Now, Barrister, if you are pointing at all these things, let us also remember that, Buhari was named the African Union ECOWAS anti-corruption champion. African Union anti-corruption champion, Barrister. So, don't you think that, for them to actually give him or confer on him that title in 2018, make it so clear that he actually worked against corruption or he kicked against corruption and indiscipline in Nigeria?
It's a lie. It was the corruption was at the highest peak under Buhari. It's just that APC and the press, they were not reporting exactly what was going on under Buhari. I'm telling you. But we have some evidence that corruption was highest under Buhari. Mention one corruption case Buhari handled and concluded. He even released those who were sent to prison for corruption. Remember the governors? I think Yame and Dari also.
Yes, Dari.
He released them from prison and even gave them national award. What was he doing with the CBN governor that every day they were having meeting? The CBN governor will go to Aso Rock 10 times in a day.
Now, Barrister,
was it not when he left off, he would now discover what was going on? Corruption of the highest order.
The passing of Buhari at this time, some will say this closes whatever case Nigerians might have been expecting to have against the person.
Of course, because he is a principal witness in that case. Why do you think that the case was being delayed? A principal witness, because he came out and told us that nobody should prosecute Emefiele. Remember when DSS were hunting Emefiele up and down? He now brought what's it called now? Presidential whatever. That nobody should touch Emefiele. That's what happened.
Yeah, he ordered. Yes, he ordered. Yes. Under
that whatever the man did, he was the one. He was the one that ordered it. Can you just imagine? Is that not enough indictment on Buhari? And we are talking of trillions and trillions of naira. How do you justify that? But because it's a Buhari, Tinubu came into office with all the discoveries from CBN, from that man he sent to probe the place. What did the Tinubu do up to today? He has not told us what came out. Rather, what did he do? He went to go and pay that money according to him. He cleared that money. Nobody asked Buhari, come, because I remember the National Assembly said, come, this money is too much. Come and tell us. Who told you to collect this money? And what did you do with it? The National Assembly called Buhari. Come and tell us what you did with all these trillions of naira. And who ordered you to take it? Because before you can do that, the National Assembly must appropriate it. Up till today, until he died, he didn't even bother to answer them.
So are we to blame him over that, or the person who took over the office and decided to sweep everything that has to do with the ways and means under the carpet?
We should blame him. Because people are saying he's a integrity. That we are trying to point it out. Because he who alleges must prove. If you say this man was not good, you can tell us. That's what we are pointing out. So anybody who will come out and tell us that that person is lying, he left us with, in fact, his years of in office was the years of locusts in Nigeria. I mean, years of locusts. Mention one area that Buhari did well. Mention one area. In human rights, he violated it right, left, and center.
Some will also say that in infrastructure development, he did also well. Some people will say that in infrastructure development, Barrister, he did also well.
Nothing.
The second Niger bridge also was under his own time. We'll have to talk about the railway construction also that he championed from Itabe to Warri. We also have the Abuja-Kaduna rail line too. And then so many other things. Bring it back again to human development. We have the empire that is still running to today. And those actually were his initiative.
Okay, have you juxtaposed it with the money he borrowed? That he built a rail line from Kano to Maradi in Niger. Up to today, nobody has come to tell me the benefit of that rail line to Nigeria. He told us he will even travel to that place if he leave office and we are disturbing him. Unfortunately, he never went to that office.
But that one actually helped in easing, that particular rail line helped in ease of doing business in Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria actually rose from their position of 39 to 10th position in the World Bank ranking, Barrister Darrington. And this actually happened when Buhari was the president of Nigeria.
This young lady, is like you want to play the devil's advocate.
No, we're just trying to put the
second. You are not trying.
Let's make to wrap up this conversation.
There was no benefit.
As we conclude, Nigeria, of course, there's been a 7-day mourning. Flags will be flown at half-mast. From today, and but let's quickly a quick reaction to a statement that he made. Just basically as we wrap up, he did say Nigeria should kill corruption before corruption kills Nigeria. Comrade Destiny and Abulele.
Yeah, Mr. Moses.
That's
I want to, with utmost humility, have some disagree with. The lawyer there, I must be very frank, because yes, he has enumerated a lot of issues. As I said earlier, in the area of adhering to the rule of law, you must give it. You are doing it in terms of comparison, because I'm being informed by what my grandmother told me. That's why I'm trying to do a comparison with this president's administration of less than 3 years.
But you see, some Nigerians. Nigerians, it's like we're looking at things from different angles, so we have a different opinion. Some Nigerians will cite definitely the NSAS and the things that happened during NSAS to say that he did not uphold human rights.
Yes, yes, Mr. Moses, you agree with me that Buhari as a man is a man that over time passed through the rank and files of the Nigerian military. That you cannot take it. But when he assumed as a civilian, you can see some level of decorum. I understand the point. The issue of Kanu, of which some of us will frown at it, with the way and manner they packaged him to Nigeria from Kenya. Yes, but if you try to juxtapose with this present administration, you must give a thumbs up to a man that we quote and unquote as a khaki man, a well-trained military. See, once a military is always a military man. But here he was. As a civilian, he has some decorum in him compared to this present one that over time we have said he's a bloody civilian. But he's here we are.
Can you say, comrade Anabulele, can we also say that about Olusegun Obasanjo? You know, we're talking about once a military man, always a military man. When Obasanjo was the president of Nigeria, from the time was that, you know, can we also say that?
Yes, if you can recall what happened at Odi. It was manning humanity to man. What happened at Odi was manning. I visited as a civil society. I was the head of civil society in Edo State. I visited Odi. What I saw, I wept. I was showing one of my pictures that I took at Odi. I wept. There was no living soul. There was in some cases the whole family was wiped out.
I disagree.
It was manning humanity to man. So as a military man, you can't take that away from them. But vis-a-vis having a civilian try to equate himself as a military person, that is my worry. I told you my experience on my way from Kenya that we had some chats and what depression they have with this present administration. It is mind-boggling. It is disheartening. It's a very sad commentary as a people and as a nation.
Well, we'll always have a divergent views.
I'm coming, Mr. Moses.
Okay, let's have you land on your thoughts, please.
Yes, the issue he said about Emefiele. We all knew what happened between Emefiele and Tinubu. The issue of repenting the naira. That is the issue. The issue is personal between Tinubu and Emefiele.
So, do you think? Do you think his passing will not rest the case, or will we have this case continue?
It will not rest the case. It will continue. Okay. This man in the saddle of leadership at the center will continue. He will not rest it until he see the last blood of the man. So for us as a people, when he came to some extent he saw, but very unfortunately he did not conquer, because to some of us that had
but you seem to agree with him, because he did say that when he leaves office, Nigerians will miss him, and that seems to have played out.
Person like me, I've experienced the issue of from the election tribunal to the Supreme Court. Yes, I'm missing him very just now. I want to be very frank. Now, I'm a realist. That's the problem I'm having. I'm missing him. Yesterday, I told my wife, I said, you were to be this man that gave Edo people free hand to elect who governs them without interference. You can go back to history and study what happened in 2020 Edo election, Obaseki re-election. You agree with me to some extent. So if you can have a khaki man that has become a Democrat.
Thank you very much, Comrade Destiny and Abulele. Barrister, 1 minute, please. 1 minute.
You see, I don't like. You see, this.
Barrister, just react.
Yes, I want to react. It is not proper for you to celebrate mediocrity. We are the persons causing problem for ourselves by.
Don't you miss him? Don't you miss him already?
I cannot. I'm coming. This insecurity that all of us are suffering and crying, including in Edo State. Moses, under whose watch did it escalate? Under whose watch? Please, can you tell me? Was Buhari not in office when he was pampering his Fulani herdsmen? It was not in 2016. That Buhari brought our national budget and included 940 million in our national budget to fund the Fulani herdsmen's activities. And when we say, when did all this one start? We all criticize it. He said, it is to stop Fulani farmers clashes. Because that's how he put it. He didn't see it as terrorism. We said, okay, if that will end it, no problem. Moses, with all the years Buhari stayed in office, did you see one ranch that he built for Fulanis anywhere? Rather, that year, at the end of that year, we started seeing Fulanis carrying gun all over the place. And we asked, come, these Fulani, where did they get money to buy AK-47? Did it not happen under Buhari?
All right, Barrister.
Did he stop it?
We've exceeded the 1 minute.
No, did he stop it? You can see Nigerians. We forgot where the problem started, and we are. Can you just imagine? On what basis will anybody praise Buhari after what he did to us? On what basis? Under your watch, your kinsmen was law unto themselves. They rape women in their farms, kill them in their farms for nothing.
All right, Barrister Darlington, this will be a good place to anchor this conversation as we get into.
So my people, that is it. I hope you guys had everything Nigerians are saying concerning Buhari. Like, it is good to be good, honestly. This is a lesson to this our so-called leaders and the politicians in Nigeria. We all are not going to live forever. We all are going to die one day. But what is people going to remember you for? Finally, they have announced that Buhari is dead. But I believe that Nigerians cannot be deceived. We know the truth, right? I hope that these so-called leaders, they are learning in order to know how they're going to be treating Nigerians. So all this is they are doing. If they have headache, they run to abroad to go and treat themselves. Why they have the capacity to build the best hospital in Nigeria, but they refuse because they know that Nigerians are going to benefit from it. What kind of wickedness is this? And now people are forcing us to come and be mourning Buhari. Like how? Anyway, my people, say make I bring this update to you guys so that you can see what Nigerians are saying concerning Buhari, especially after his death. I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section, especially what are you going to remember Buhari for? Leave your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to